Welcome to Geek Aid, the show where three of the world's top most smartest experts educate you on the happenings of the world and answer your gaming and nerd culture questions. My name's Saucy Mailman, and I have a degree in kobold anesthesiology.
My name's Geeksay, and I want to read to you what Rod Johnson put for me this week. I am a curling legend who exclusively curls naked.
And my name is Rod, and I'm an interdimensional paleontologist.
I'm curious about that one. How do you go to school to become an interdimensional paleontologist? Just curious.
Well, it's one of those, you have degrees and then you can like focus it. So I went for math theory and then ended up being there, and I wanted to do the wrong class, and somehow I ended up with a degree in interdimensional paleontology.
I hate that. Yeah,
it's a very specialized thing, and since we have issues traveling amongst dimensions right now, it's not always the easiest thing. It happens sometimes, but it's usually pretty random.
So did you just like walk into the wrong class over a semester or 2 years? Like it sounds like you just did it one day and then it lasted one day.
Wandering in.
Yeah, it was one day.
It was like my first day of school, and then the shit hit the fan, and
then you were just enrolled.
I was enrolled, and I was embarrassed, and I didn't want to be like,
that makes sense.
I didn't want to admit I was the dummy that wandered in the wrong class, and it kind of happened.
Like, hey, is this basketball class? They're like, no, this is astrophysics. Like, that's what I meant.
it's also why I know how to speak Portuguese, because I wandered into the wrong class.
Yeah, that'll do it every time, man. Every time.
Portuguese, super nice language.
I don't want to hurt the professors. I didn't want to hurt the professors' feelings, and so I just kind of stayed and hung out. And I hate to tell you guys, not a whole lot of people graduate with interdimensional paleontology. No, yeah. So, you feel bad, especially when you get into these classes and you think they're like, these are really swell individuals, and you don't want them to be lonely. You want them to be able to do their research on the side, and we need our studying interdimensional paleontologists to be able to do what they do. And so I just wanted them to be able to do what they do. And job security is important.
It's job security.
Professors need to teach, but they also need to research. And these are all things that are important, and I want them to be able to do everything they need to do. It's a very complicated decision that I made in my life, and it is why I am here where I am now with you two fine gentlemen.
Love it.
And that's why we don't let Rod talk.
How are you guys this week? I can talk to you guys as much as I normally do.
I worked a whole lot, but I've had 3 days off in a row, and which is insane because of the schedule I've been on. So I've gotten to actually relax, watch some goofy movies on Netflix, play some video games, and have fun. So, how about you two?
I was good. Had a great week, busy as shit like always. Last night while having dinner, we watched Suicide Squad again. The old lady hasn't seen it, so I watched it. I can't buy Jared Leto as the Joker. I just can't.
That's reason. Every time I see it, I just think about 30 Seconds to Mars.
I have a secret man crush on Jared Leto, so I completely thought of it and enjoyed it, and I like him, and I like what he does, so I thought it was cool. I just like
the fact I read in the New York Times last week, 97% of humans have a man crush on Jared Leto. 97%.
I thought it was Ryan Reynolds.
No, Jared Leto.
He came in right behind at 94.8%. There's a whole article. Yeah,
us Canadians.
These math numbers, I don't know if they check out, Saucy.
No, it is. They're real. You don't work for the New York Times, you wouldn't know. My week was really good. The best
you don't work
part
for
about my week, you don't know that. They needed a kobold anesthesiologist at the New York Times.
Wow.
I'm in high demand. Dude, guys, I have a very one of my, I guess it's not like a secret anymore, but one of my guilty pleasures is Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. Whenever I'm in a bad mood or having a bad day, Taco Bell's my thing. And they've got nacho fries back. And I've been eating a lot of nacho fries Bel Grande.
I got a text message from Saucy the other day going, I just spent $16 for himself for one person at Taco Bell, and I'm like, I don't know how you aren't just like on the toilet with diarrhea for the next 7 hours.
I didn't eat it all. It's one of those things. My lunch break, we had this weird meeting, and so my lunch break was pushed back an hour later than normal. I thought my stomach was consuming itself, so I ordered like everything. I just kept ordering shit. I was just like, yeah, add me another one of the chalupas. Yeah, 2 Dorito Locos Tacos. Great. Yeah. Throw in another nacho fries. 2 of them. Yeah, I don't care. I'll take them both. It was one of those days.
So it obviously had to have been because Saucy and I both live in Colorado. So when anyone drives through a Taco Bell drive-through, they just must automatically assume you are super fucking high. I mean, not just like kind of high, because you ordered enough Taco Bell to feed an entire Brady Bunch family. You ordered enough food to feed 7 people.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Canadian version of Taco Bell is?
What's that?
Taco time.
Taco time.
Yeah, it's taco time here.
Okay.
Like, we don't have Taco Bells, really. We only have Taco Times. And I want to show you actually something, Saucy Mailman. I got sent to my P.O. box. Check out this mug. So the mug, as you can see, it has a slit here. It's for mustaches, so your mustache doesn't get wet.
Oh, I need that real bad.
I know, dude. And then it has a sweet there. But yeah, it's unreal, dude. I got it from Just Jen and Just Fiance. They sent me it in the mail. Sweethearts. But I was pretty pumped about this.
I'm kind of hurt because you two are just, again, rubbing your ability to grow facial hair into my face. And
yeah, but think of this. Wait, Rod, you can use any coffee mug you want. We have to specialize our coffee mugs, dude.
Yeah,
I have a Marauders map from Harry Potter World here, coffee mug right now, and it's fantastic. It is. It says, "I solemnly swear I'm up to no good," and as you two know, I am always up to no good.
God, I hate you.
I need to preface this real quick before we jump into the meat and taters. So as I said earlier, my state's on fire. So last night I'm going to bed and I can't breathe at all. So I have issues breathing to begin with, and it smelled like a campfire. And I look outside. There's like if I look out my window right now, you can't see the sky. Everything is just smoke and haze. So there's like a big ass wildfire not too far from me, actually. I mean, I'm not in danger or anything. I can't breathe at all. So if I sound all nasally, fuck it, that's gonna happen. I can't breathe. So
I am 70 miles north of Saucy, and I woke up this morning and I opened my back door and it was just like smoke. I mean, that's all I smelled. I didn't see it. I didn't do anything else like that. But sometimes Colorado just catches on fire.
Yeah, sometimes we burn down. Whatever.
You're like us, though, too. BC is the same way, right? We have a lot of wilderness, too. I get that. And we had it last year. Last year, we had, like, the worst wildfire season, I think, in 20 or 30 years. And we were what you were last year. Like, it's just haze. You can't see anything. You go outside and you just smell smoke. And it's actually funny because it lasted the whole summer and ruined our summer. It ruined our summer. It's doing it to you right now, which sucks. So I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Life goes on.
It happens here in Colorado too much. We just get these things where the state burns down. But I do think it's funny, Saucy, that like you have much in common with my French bulldog. You both are unable to breathe all the time. Yeah. So I mean, you snort like her and you kind of smell like her because you fart a lot. But
absolutely. But I blame it on my bird.
I mean, it is Jace.
Your bird started the fire. What did you do? Give your bird a match, then go fly.
Yeah, parrots are all. I mean, they're evil, right? So we all know parrot alignment is they're just chaotic evil. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. My dad wouldn't let me go in the boiling water when he was making pasta the other night. I'm gonna go fucking burn down a forest.
They're assholes. That's what they are. They're dinosaurs with wings and feathers. So.
And we would both know a lot about dinosaurs, especially you. You're a paleontologist.
I'm an interdimensional paleontologist. So I know much about any kind of like, I know about creatures you two have never even heard about.
Martian raptors.
I mean, there's like the Martian raptors from this dimension, but then there's the Martian raptors from dimension 73, which are very, very, they kind of look like crabs.
That's one of my favorite dimensions.
But they have giant, like the problem with them is they have like giant testicles, so it makes them really hard to move. Like their testicles like weigh like, say they weigh 5 pounds, their testicles both weigh like 2 pounds a piece.
Oh, so damn.
They're like proportionally
mostly balls.
they're testicles.
They're all
And
balls.
so- But the best thing about them is when you boil their testicles, they taste really good. So
Okay.
it's kind of like Rocky Mountain oysters, but not.
Okay. That's a perfect segue into anything if I know one. Oh, I was just thinking should we have like really cool like sound bites that go into our segments, but that are actually really bad?
I think mostly like morning radio shows, like boing.
This is the news coming up here.
Let's get into let's jump into the news.
Yeah.
There we go.
News. No, what's the news?
It's Mario, but saying news.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, let's kick this off. Let's kick this shit off. We're professionals.
I'm really excited about this one, to be honest. I think we'll be able to deep dive into this new segment, and yeah, I'll let you do the honor, Sauce.
So we wanted to talk kind of about there's some stuff that happened this week in the world of esports. For those who don't know, E stands for extreme, right? Is that it?
It's like the X Games of video games.
But we're talking about esports because the question was proposed if we think that esports will ever be as big or bigger than traditional sports in the future. You know, if it'll overtake like football and baseball and curling, right? Because you do curling.
Yep. Lots of curling here.
So a big thing that came up was, so it looks like Activision Blizzard announced that they've agreed to a multi-year broadcast deal with Disney to televise the Overwatch League across ESPN, ESPN2, Disney XD, like the face emoji, and ABC to stream Overwatch League, which is kind of like a really big deal.
Hey, you guys forgot one of the most important sports channels out there, TSN, the Canadian version of ESPN. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Again, any channel that only plays hockey and curling, it doesn't get brought down to America.
Dude,
so
it's amazing. TSN is unreal for sports. It's way better than ESPN. ESPN's garbage. All you guys have is darts on.
That's true. Darts is fun though.
Yeah,
they've never played. They do play excessive amounts of poker on ESPN.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I also do a podcast about Overwatch, and like Activision has already made a $60 million deal with Twitch to be the sole place online where they're streaming Overwatch League. And so they are making such massive amounts of money off of Overwatch League. They're going to be announcing the new teams that are coming in next season pretty soon. And they're guessing that the entry fee is going to be somewhere between like it was like 25 and 35 million was the last guess. But with this kind of stuff, it's going to be even higher than that. It's going to be probably closer to 50. I bet you 50 million to get a new team in the league. And
wait. To get the team in the league, you need to have probably $40 million.
No, you have to do it because the whole thing is profit sharing. So I don't know if you know anything about like, it's kind of like the NFL and stuff like that. So all the money they make from this stuff is shared between the teams in the league. So like when some new team comes in and they pay $50 million, and it's like, I think it's all shared like profit after, like, I don't know exactly how they do it. It's just kind of profit sharing confuses me, but it's all the money from everything that they get. Like, I think it's all their gear that they sell and all that stuff like that. It all switches between like,
it's mostly the stuff
it's the reason why NFL and stuff would want to get rid of teams that are doing shitty because they're all making the same amount technically then. If one isn't pulling their weight, Arizona Coyotes,
Are you
hockey,
Arizona?
Hockey.
I know, but you were talking about the NFL. And
but let's talk about real sport for once. Hockey. Let's talk about real sport.
Real sport.
No, but like, so this is a big thing. So I don't know if you guys anyone out there that if you're not interested in Overwatch League, whatever, that's fine. But like, the thing, I think that what Overwatch League is doing for esports is just big in general, like kind of trying to standardize thing, having contracts with players, providing, like when you're a player on a team, like having, medical rights and stuff like that. It's a big deal. We went down, me and a few friends of mine, we actually went down. So they have at the Blizzard Arena, it's in California, and we took a week-long trip down there just to watch Overwatch League. I don't even play Overwatch. Gabe went down. He doesn't play Overwatch either, but we love watching the sport. So like I'm a diehard. I'm a Soul Dynasty fan.
I was going to say, what's your team? What's your team? I know you got on a team after that.
Boys, I've got all their gear. I have a signed hat. I went down. I bought their jersey. I spent like $300 on Soul Dynasty merch. Don't care. Love them to death. They can't win a game anymore. They're the worst, but I love them. And so like the experience was amazing. Like the arena is crazy. They have all these lights, and like when one team's taking the objective, all the lights have like light up on one side of the arena.
That's cool.
And like it's insane. Like they've done it as like they built the game to be a spectator sport, like from the ground up. And like I think when more games, like same thing with like CS:GO, when you go and watch CS:GO, like I went to DreamHack and watched CS:GO, like it's a spectator sport. So I think as long as games keep moving in that direction, absolutely, I can see esports being huge.
Here's my issue with like games like Overwatch and CS:GO is it's like I always thought Street Fighter was a good esport because it's easy to tell what's happening on screen. It's this guy versus this guy. Where with Overwatch and CS:GO, it jumps around a lot. Especially Overwatch. Overwatch is very twitchy and very fast paced. So it can't, like, the common person that doesn't know the game, I think would just be like, I don't know what's going on.
But that's not the case, because they have done a really, really good job of bringing commenters, God, I can't talk, about who do really good commentary about the games. They do these things, they explain it for anyone who could be watching it. You could have never watched Overwatch before and at least kind of understand what's going on because of the commentation from these people. They do such a good job at explaining it and making sure that you can follow around. They do a good job of primarily like highlighting the actions and like the real high action players. So they're usually following DPS around and whatnot, because that's, they're getting the kills, all that stuff's happening. But they make it so it's easy to follow for anyone who doesn't know what's going on. It's not something that's hard to get into. Like if you're sitting there and you followed on the Twitch channel because you're going, oh, it's an Overwatch League game, and you go, oh, there's 100,000 people watching, I've never watched before. I think it's way easier to follow an Overwatch League game than say like Dota or Legends, because that stuff is way more in depth. I feel like a lot of the times, even though they have a lot in common, but the action is way easier to follow and more intense, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no. So when we went down there, so we went and saw 4 games, so 4 different nights. And I think it was the second night we were there. There was a dad. He brought his son because he wanted to hang out with his kid, and he doesn't know shit about any of this stuff because I was just talking to him in line because I'm in all my Soul Dynasty jersey hat on and stuff.
It looks like you've been there since day one, and you're like, what up? I know this. I know this.
I could be one of the players. I'm here to I'm here to fuck stuff up. But he was talking to me about it. Like, he's like, yeah, what's this like? Everything, is this like a, an actual sports game? And like, he sat by us in the thing and he was following along, had a great time. Like during it, he's like, this is so much fun. Like I could, my poker buddies and we could come down here and watch this. Like, it's a blast. So especially like the way they're doing it, they have like on all the screens, you can see on each of them, like each player has their own like separate screen, and you can see the health, and like they make it easy to follow along when you're there in person. CS:GO is kind of close as well, but I think just people like, I know Blizzard's definitely like putting thought and effort into making it as a spectator sport and making it easier to follow along. So I think it's getting there. I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer, kids.
I think.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think that a game like Overwatch, which has a lot of the elements of, so like the two things that have kind of almost hit often are stuff like Call of Duty, right? And then like Dota, and like so those kind of MOBAs have been like kind of the two types of games that have almost hit. And I think Blizzard did such a great job of integrating those first-person shooters with those Dota team kind of games together in an element that makes it so people who are kind of invested in both kind of games are going to be able to get into it. And just when you get into the Overwatch League and you start following a team, you kind of feel like, oh, I have to watch my team play every single week. You have to watch, how they're doing and follow them. And I think that's a big deal, man. It's like having an affiliation with a team and being really into them means a lot. It's way different than being like, oh, I like this team from this one organization. No, you have a professional sports team that you can follow and be into, right? So
do you think Overwatch is going to be the game to bring it? I don't. I think like Fortnite just did this huge thing. If you guys don't know, is summer, I don't know, fiesta or something, and there's been a whole bunch of shenanigans about it. People are calling the winner a cheater, and then actually Epic just backed them up and said that the guy didn't cheat. But I'm curious if you guys actually think it's going to be Overwatch. Do you think it's going to be Fortnite? Do you think it's a game that's not even out yet?
I don't think that Fortnite, regardless of how good it is, how much fun people like playing it, the problem is these games like Fortnite, PUBG are so, you could sit there for an entire match and not do anything besides swing your axe around and not run into anyone, right? Overwatch, you are guaranteed to have action. You're guaranteed to have it done in a certain amount of time. There are time limits and all this stuff. Regardless of how big Overwatch is, like, I don't know if it's never going to be bigger as like a people playing it game than like Fortnite, but I think it's an easier thing to get into for esports. I don't know if even like Ninja could ever make a game like Fortnite into the big spectator sport that we're kind of talking about.
Yeah, I don't think any of these battle royale games are like esports necessarily material, because I don't think you can have like a competitive, I don't know, I just don't see the games as like a sport. Like it's fun to watch and a lot of people are playing them, but battle royale games seem kind of like the flavor of the week right now, where every single developer has a battle royale game. I think it's gonna implode on itself at some point.
Oh yeah.
Like Overwatch, I think is the closest we have right now to something that could be a legitimate sport as far as like gaming.
That's super interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be a game that we don't have yet. Well, think about like years back when we were younger, we all thought like StarCraft 2 was gonna be the game that brought sports.
I thought Halo.
Yeah, Halo, absolutely. Like Halo, yeah. We were all like, this is gonna be it.
Ogre 1, Ogre 2, Walshy. Yeah. I knew all those guys. I was into Halo esports, man. Yeah. I loved it.
And Halo was huge, and like, it just never. I just don't think we have the game yet that's going to be the big, like, this is what's televised and you go to the bar and watch.
What are you talking? We have Overwatch. We just talked about ESPN doing a deal with these guys. Yeah. It is everything you just brought up. That is what Overwatch is and what it is being.
But I don't think it's so much money. Rod, I get it. We're the hardcore though, right? We have podcasts about video games. We're the hardcore. If you ask my girlfriend, any one of our friends or anything, like, to watch this, I don't think they'd be interested in it. I just don't.
We have to wait until these ESPN matches show up, because I saw on Twitter yesterday when the matches yesterday were on ESPN, people were freaking out. We're like, these people who were like, why is this on ESPN? And we'll see how this works, but this is a huge step, man, because the only thing that's ever showed up on these channels is like CSGO showed up on USA at like the butt crack of like, midnight. It's like, it's nothing that could ever been accessible. ESPN is on every single cable like provider in the United States, and it is everywhere. I think that this is truly the dawn of a new era with this stuff, and I think that Overwatch is fantastic. Yeah, Blizzard is the smartest company in all of games.
Yeah, they're great.
So are we throwing in a team at 35 million?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Geek
I have
Aids.
30.
I mean, I was going to talk to you guys about that afterwards, but I could put in 50 of the 35 million.
Okay, good. Well, just to let you guys know, I'm pretty good at Overwatch. I've played it a couple times, and Hogger is my main. So if you guys want,
I've never lost a game of Overwatch.
If you don't stop calling
good.
Roadhog Hogger, I'm going to kick you in the taint.
I'm Hogger.
That's Hogger.
It's his nickname. If you don't know that, no big deal. You're not in the esports scene. We call him Hogger in the esports scene.
I play Kerrigan.
Good. I like Kerrigan.
I mean, Kerrigan is a skin of Widowmaker, so
Exactly.
I just like, and that's why I always like Street Fighter. I'm gonna actually watch one. I'm gonna watch an Overwatch League game, and I think it would be really interesting for me to see and listen to the commentators, like you said, because you said the commentators were really good. And I think that, I think a lot of pressure has to be put on those commentators they pick.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I really am excited to just check one out because I love the characters. Like, I've always loved the game, like, from an outside perspective, but I've never liked playing it per se.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't like playing it. That's just not me. But I'm really excited to.
I don't play Overwatch, but I love watching it.
Yeah, so I'm excited to check out actually an Overwatch League game, and I'm excited for ESPN to show some numbers. Maybe they'll talk about it. I don't know if they will, but I think there's a lot more people that are always like we've talked about here. More people are vocal about their hatred on anything than the people that are enjoying it. And I know I had one person in my stream yesterday that came in and was like, "Holy shit! You know, Overwatch is on ESPN, not ESPN2, on ESPN. This is insane." And to me, it was just like, yeah, that's cool. I get it. Yeah. Like, but I'm not a huge Overwatch fan, but, do you feel like that would hinder Twitch then?
I don't think so.
I think the more options you have for watching content now is the better. Like, you have more options. People are watching stuff on their phones, they're watching stuff on their TVs, they're watching stuff on the computers, and giving options is just going to help it grow and not like cut it off. And Twitch doesn't. I mean, Twitch wants those viewers. Like, an average Overwatch match has over 100,000 people watching it, but I don't think this hurts anything because I don't think the people who are watching it on Twitch before are going to switch over to ESPN now. Yeah. I just think that the ESPN deal is going to bring more people in. I think people. What's up?
Which is important. I think it's going to bring more money in from.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Investors and people, like, when they start seeing, oh shit, this is something that's on a network, broadcasted, TV station. Like, that's a big deal. I think they're completely different demographics as far as people who are going to be watching them, because like a lot more people our age don't have cable subscriptions anymore. We get all our content through streaming media services such as Twitch or
that's a good call,
Mixer or whatever. So I don't think it's going to necessarily take from them, but I think it's going to bring more people in that wouldn't normally be interested in it.
So the finals are the Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th, Geek Say. So that is your homework before our next episode, is to watch those next weekend.
I will.
Go Soul Dynasty!
Soul Dynasty! Here's a question for you guys then. Do you think it'll ever come to the Olympics? Like Hearthstone, they just did a match in front of the Olympic Committee, if you guys don't know. So do you guys think video games will ever be in the Olympics? Because they are pushing for that, right?
I don't know, man. It is such a man, I don't know. I think that this is the first kind of steps to it, man. But I think we're more likely to end up with like chess in the Olympics before this, because people have been pushing for that for a really long time. But if we have this kind of stuff being successful,
give it time.
Yeah. I think that the Olympics are way down the road compared to what this is right now. And I just think ESPN is a great first step for it.
I think give it time, because we have a lot more, younger generations growing up, more people are playing video games than are like even playing, in their sports teams. So I think as time goes on, like when we have a society dominated by kids playing whatever, whether it's Overwatch or whether it's the original Call of Duty, whatever, I think it could get there at some point.
Speaking of needing time and like needing that time to grow and everything, our next news subject is something that Saucy has been trying to sell us right now for a long time. and it's finally happening. Am I right, Sauce?
Yeah, finally, the day's coming. So I want to talk about No Man's Sky. So this is something crazy, and I never thought I would see. So for those who don't know, No Man's Sky it came in 2016. I want to say. I think it was in even August of 2016,
Really?
something around there.
I didn't think it was that old. I thought it was 17.
Game came out 2016, and it was gonna be the biggest thing ever. Like it was supposed to be this giant, never-ending space exploration. I hate space games. Like this is not a genre I'm interested in, but like I got sold on it. I'm like, yep, pre-order it. This seems fun. And it was one of the biggest flops like ever. Like the game was bad. I played it for like 45 minutes and was just done. I'm like, all right, well, I've done all the stuff. There we go. Like the game just blew. Like it sucked shit. It was terrible.
Yeah, like what I heard was that they showed a trailer at E3 and the trailer had all this cool stuff and everything, and then in the game it had none of that. It had none of that. And then it's like, oh, you can have all these monsters and everything, and then there was like 6 monsters in it only, and
because they showed all this crazy shit, and then like you play the game, and it's just like, all right, there's like two things.
Was this kickstarted or no?
Ooh, I don't remember.
I think it was, but
that's what I feel like was the huge issue.
My favorite part ever was they had, maybe it wasn't kickstarted, but whatever it was promised a lot of things. I don't think actually
crowdfunded.
Yeah, so it was crowdfunded.
My favorite thing was where they had those original No Man's Sky trailers. And they took them and then they compared them to the actual game, and they like had like the original trailers. They had the Jurassic Park theme music playing to them because it was like these epic, like, you know, animals and aliens. And then they made it so bad because they put the actual gameplay in there, and the music was like all derpy, and it was the funniest.
Yeah,
stuff.
it was so bad, and like. It was terrible. It had a real good soundtrack.
So
what are
they adding? What are they adding to the game right now then?
So here's what's crazy. So they came out. I think it's coming out this week. Like
it says July 24th.
So it might be out by the time this podcast comes out. But so they have this big multiplayer update thing coming out. So here's what I'm gonna say why it's crazy. So for me, what blew my mind about this is that they came under like the most criticism possible. Like they were under so much fire. Everyone hated them. They were like, I think when it came out, it had Steam's lowest customer satisfaction rating ever. It was at like the worst reviews that have ever happened on Steam before. And they didn't give up. Like they kept working with the game to make it better. So they're coming out with a free update, which is also cool. Like they're not charging people, which in this day everyone wants to pay for charge for DLC. But they have a whole graphics overhaul. It's got this big multiplayer overhaul. You can like play with your friends. They have a third-person camera. You can build bases anywhere you want. So it actually is going to be like a game now, and it's getting pretty good reception.
That was the big thing, right? Was 2 people found like you weren't. They didn't say if you could play with your friends because they're like, the game's so big you won't be able to find any other players. But 2 people right at the beginning did land on the same planet. They were at the same place and they couldn't see each other. So they were really mad. Like the community went in uproar. I remember that whole situation. Now, my huge thing is I really want this to flop again. Okay, is that mean to say? Like, how hilarious would it be to flop again?
I just think it's hysterical that, like, maybe not even hysterical. I just think it's super interesting that this company put this game out, and before, like, so years before they put it out, they were promising the world, and then they give you, it's like, I'm going to give you a Ferrari, and then you give somebody like a scooter instead of the Ferrari, and you're like, here's your Ferrari, but you're like, no, that's not a Ferrari, that's a scooter.
Oh, but it's got a Ferrari sticker on it.
Yep. But
Roblox Ferrari sticker.
It's a Roblox Ferrari. Yep. These guys haven't given up. They haven't been like, we're gonna fix this, and it's really interesting because it's like they're trying to redeem all their promises, except that like I don't know who's still playing the game. I don't know how many people are still playing it. I don't know who has interest in this game, because we live in an era, man, where you get one chance to impress people, and then
I don't think that's true anymore. I don't think that's true, especially with Twitch, because right now, if you look today, Enter the Gungeon just got a new update. It was a great Enter the Gungeon's a great roguelike game. Really enjoy it, and it's like top 10 right now in Twitch.
But that's because it was a good game that's getting new content. I'm talking about a game that came out that gave people the complete wrong idea, gave people bad gameplay, bad everything.
If it makes it good, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if it makes it good and influencers on the internet start playing it like crazy, it's saved. That's how the game goes. I think with the world now having so many influencers and so many people watching these, if the influencers are having so much fun with this game, it'll be like it got re-released. You know what I mean? And it pretty much did.
Well, look at Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. Like the community took a shit on it real hard because the game just wasn't what we expected and what like it sucked. Like Destiny, me and a bunch of my friends, we were so excited for it. Like Destiny was the game that got me into streaming. So I was excited for Destiny 2, played it a little bit, stopped, but the new shit coming out for it, I'm going to be playing again. So like there's a lot of people playing Destiny 2 again just from the content they've released.
Have you guys ever taken a day off of work to play a game? And what game was it?
I've done that a lot of times.
Okay.
Every WoW expansion, I've taken a week off.
Oh wow.
I used to do that with the Call of Duties, where like when they would come out, where I would go get them at midnight and then play like multiplayer like until like 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, wake up, and then play multiplayer the rest of the next day. I did that for a while. I take like lots of half days, like when the Hearthstone expansions come out, like because they usually release like in the middle of the day.
At noon,
yeah. I'll come home and play that. So I mean, I've done it. It just I don't do it very often because
I like those midnight releases. They don't do them anymore really, especially because we are PC gamers mostly, and it's all digital.
Yeah.
But like I remember standing in line for a couple of games, and it just being it being pretty fun because you think. For me, it was like I lived in a city of 100,000 people. You think you're the one of 10 people that play this game, but there's like a huge lineup. You're all there for the same reason. The same thing with it's almost like movies now, right? Like like when you're really excited for a movie and hyped, you go see a opening midnight of like say Batman or something. That's really hype. It gets me excited and.
Could you have used a better example? I mean, Saucy and I both live in Colorado. Midnight showings of Batman have not gone well in Colorado.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
What's the? Man, I miss those though. Like, what's the last midnight release? Did you ever go to any of those, Rod?
Oh yeah, I went to them a bunch when I was a kid, but like I don't anymore. That stuff is just starts killing you when you're older. But like, I mean now it's. Dude, they avoid those a little more. Again, I brought back the Colorado thing and us living here and what happened here with the Batman premiere. But like, they're all like, they show these movies at 10 o'clock and kind of avoid like these midnight things as much now because of what kind of has happened in this like, culture we live in. I can't talk, but
I did Guild Wars 2, Diablo 3, and StarCraft 2. I did StarCraft 2. That was fun.
One of my favorites ever was like when Halo 3 came out. I was like, I asked my wife, and she went and picked up my copy for me at midnight. And I have the Master Chief helmet somewhere in my garage now still. And she was like, "Why am I doing this?" And she's like, "I'm surrounded
because you love me,
Halo nerds while I was in bed sleeping."
Oh wow, that's love. That's how you knew you're gonna marry her, right?
Yeah.
That's the only time I've been at midnight releases actually as funny as Halo, and that's when I took off all this time was the Halo games. I just playing till 3 or 4 in the morning and then getting up the next day and being like I got 4 hours sleep, but I feel refreshed. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. That's a good feeling, It's like when you're getting ready to go on a trip or something, and you're like, I don't care. I had 4 hours sleep. I feel great. Let's
go.
Yeah.
Except now, as we get older, it's like you sleep all night, or you get like 4 hours of sleep, and then you feel like you're hungover for the next 4 days.
Right. The last time, so I took off work for Destiny 2 when it came out. I took off about 4 days. I did it for the Division. I took off work for that one.
Yeah.
I whenever a Hearthstone release comes out, I'll take a couple days. I took off for like I think Knights of the Frozen Throne was the last Hearthstone one I took some time off for.
A lot of times people get burned, right? Like I never would take off work for the first day or two of the game because of how much like Halo 3 and Halo 2 and stuff, they had to work. So it's okay. They had to work.
Yeah.
But in the day now of digital releases and
when they just release garbage.
Yeah, but it just like the code not working or the servers getting crashed on. Yeah. I've seen so many Reddit posts about like I've taken the day off, especially for betas. A lot of times people take off work for like, oh, it's day one of the beta. It's like just wait like 2 days and then take the day off just in case there's a crinkle,
I think the last one that was like my final straw with ever like doing a full day for one of these games again was Diablo 3, and I didn't even do it for that one, but when that game came out and like the servers were like just gone, and that was when I remember they took the AWOL Nation song Sail and they remixed it to Fail for Diablo 3, and just because you couldn't play the damn game.
I remember that.
And it was the funniest shit in the world. And now the funny story with that, it was now my wife heard that like I was playing it for something, and now like she would go to like finals in college because she's in college now, and that AWOL Nation song comes on, she thinks of Fail instead of Sail, and she's like, damn it, and she thinks she's gonna fail things.
No,
so
that's just like what you said about getting burnt though. Like I did it, so I took off work for the Division beta because me and all my coworkers that played it, we all took it off for the beta, and we put in like a lot of hours of that. Then when the game itself came out, I played like an hour of it and never played again because I was just like, I didn't want to redo all the shit that I just spent like 100 hours of game time doing.
Yeah, that's why I don't get betas as much.
Yeah,
like, betas bore me. Like often when I do them, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
But it's also a good way to see if you like the game. Like I'm super hyped for Division 2 beta. Like I'm super hyped for it.
I hope it's real good.
I mean, the concept of Division always appealed to me, but then it was one of those games you read reviews and they're like, yeah, this is okay, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna spend hundreds of hours into a game that's okay, and it's
but
the worst for me.
But sorry, go on.
When StarCraft 2, so I took off work for StarCraft 2 because I wanted to be the biggest Korean esports player in the world. So I took off this time for StarCraft 2, get home, install the game, found out my graphics cards were not compatible with it. And so the next day I went out and bought a new like gaming laptop so I could play it. It was like the most expensive release of a game for me.
This is the pre why I broke this week, why Saucy was broke a long time ago.
There's been a lot of times for that for me, dude.
Believe me, I understand. So
I believe we have some good questions we should jump into.
Yeah, so thank you for anyone that did send us questions. We did get a few. We need a lot more. So guys, please send all of your. Remember, we're very smart. Us three guys, we're the smartest guys you probably know. So send in your questions to just geekaidpodcast@gmail.com, and we will answer them.
You could tweet us some. You could tweet us the questions. You could
tweet at us.
Yeah, you could do whatever. So
I'll give you Geek Aid's personal address. You can just write him a mail.
Yep, Canada.
It's Canada.
342 at Canada.
They don't have email, so because they live in 1993. So
Rob, this one you got the first question personally sent to you. Do you want to read this off?
Yes, my son, my Hearthstone son Daniel, Storm Rage from the Blizzlet podcast sent me this question. He goes, Batman versus Superman, and he's not talking about the crappy Zack Snyder movie. So that is our first question this week, and I will start off with you, Saucy. What is your opinion on Batman versus Superman? Go.
For me, I'm gonna say Batman. Just because I just don't really like Superman that much. I don't have any reason. Like I don't feel strongly about either of these fuckers. I just know for me, I just want to have a shit ton of money that I can just blow on dumb stuff. So I don't know. I like Batman, and I mean he's got the toughest, manliest sidekick around. Like who wouldn't be scared of Robin? Like that dude, he's packing heat. He's ready to go. He's got a cooler car than Superman. I don't know. Fuck, his costume's cooler. I look better in black than I look in red and blue and yellow and shit. So fucking that's what I say.
So the side note with that, you talk about his sidekick. There's a thing going around this week where Robin basically said "fuck Batman."
Yeah.
People are very angry about it, which makes me laugh. And
he's such a badass. He can just say "fuck Batman." He don't even care. But if they were to fight, though, Superman would kick his ass.
I mean,
he's an alien. That's not a fair comparison.
But what I like about this question is it's not saying who would win in a fight. It's very open-ended. That's what I love about this question, right? Like, it's just Batman versus Superman, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I personally love Batman. Huge Batman fan, always have been. I've read a lot of the comics. I have a lot of Joker merch because I love Joker. Right here, I've got that Joker right there, the old school Joker. I picked that up. I just think Batman's way more interesting and way more dark, and that's what I like. I like how dark it is, where Superman is very, like, cartoony, and super bright, and but there was a new comic series that was, what was it? It was a new Superman series that was really good. It was a comic series. It was like an 8-parter or something. They had the whole Injustice comic series, and I'm gonna have to argue with you two for the purposes of arguing with you two, because that's gonna make it more entertaining.
Someone has to be wrong on the podcast.
I mean, obviously, like when Superman goes dark, and Superman does go dark occasionally in the comics, Superman is the most badass character ever. Like, I mean, he's basically invincible, right? Superman loses to magic and kryptonite. And if Batman doesn't have kryptonite, Superman's way better. I think when they take Superman and they make him like just not a Boy Scout, he is way better as a character. I like Superman when they take him and they make him a character that is relatable and not just like Captain Boy Scout, like I said.
I can tie knots and anything. I'm Captain Boy Scout.
They do some really. I think that Batman enables you to do cool stuff, but Superman, man, when they make him go off and they make him like Earth X, Superman, and he's from some, like, he's like a Nazi or a communist Superman. Yeah. I think his potential is way more interesting. I think that they've done cooler stuff with Batman overall, but I think Superman is always going to have more potential because he's an alien. He has that limitless kind of things he could do with him, unlike Batman. Batman's a billionaire playboy who has too much free time.
Sounds like me. I'm done.
Yep.
I mean, I know you guys are both super rich and everything, but no, I just think that Superman is always has more potential than Batman. His villains, I think, overall are better too.
No, they're not. You're such a liar. No, Superman's villains? Superman's villains.
Yes. They have. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Saucy. Name three. Yep. Name 3 Superman villains. 3 that are good.
Don't know any.
I mean, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor.
Terrible.
Lex Luthor is the best villain in all of DC, man.
Are you kidding me? Over the Joker.
Has the Joker ever been president? Because Lex Luthor's been president. So I mean, come on.
You have no legs to stand on. Okay, so the comic series I want to tell you guys about, if you're not a Superman fan, that made me a Superman fan, was Superman American Alien. It's a great series. It's honestly one of my favorite series in a long time. I really liked it. But Doomsday, pretty cool.
I like Doomsday.
Doomsday's pretty cool.
The only one that's mine for me.
But like that's the only one that's really good. The Joker, or Batman, has the Joker, Penguin. Mr. Freeze is he's all right. Mr. Freeze is all right. Killer Croc is really cool. Mad Hatter is even cool. Like there's a lot of cool characters. Superman, it's hard for Superman to have good villains because he's, like you said, he's indestructible. How can he have good villains when he's just like this end all be all Jesus character?
I mean, Superman again.
Two-Face.
Oh, Two-Face, yeah, good.
The only Batman villain that actually holds up is Joker, because he's no, the Riddler is a joke. But Catwoman's not really a villain. I mean, he's boning Catwoman half the time.
You can bone villains.
Yeah, you can bone them.
I don't
Yeah,
know. It
that's
doesn't
the
make
best way to get to know him. You got to do him a good bone.
Yeah, a bone sesh.
I think that Superman has. I mean, he has Zod. He has Doomsday. He has Lex Luthor. I just think that the only one that holds up in the long run for Batman is Joker.
Okay, quick. So I'm sorry, guys. So for those not watching the video podcast, I'd like to just quickly call out Rod Johnson right now. Rod, can you show everyone your shirt, please?
I mean, I'm not going to do
Yeah,
that.
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that. Strike that from the record. Rod, could you please stand up for a second?
No, I can't. I am.
No, I need you. I need you to stand up, Rod. Please.
Okay. I'm going to do this, but I want to tell you, I only argued this point because it made everything more interesting. So I'm not going to admit this.
He's got a Batman.
He's
shirt
got a
on.
Batman shirt on.
Okay,
Hey, does anyone on the podcast have a Superman shirt on right now?
No, because we're not losers.
Okay, cool. Should we go to the next question? I think that answers this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this one right here, I'm just gonna read this one off because this is a pretty important question. So we got this one's anonymous, probably for important reasons, but I think we can all relate to this question right here. So the question is, I'm sexually attracted to Roblox characters. Help. So, so I was in the middle of Robloxia, and I was looking at all the characters and couldn't help but get horny. I really don't know why I feel this way. I searched Roblox porn on Pornhub, and the results actually popped up. There's other people like me, but not many. Anyways, I just wanted to fix this so I can be attracted to real life humans and not digital characters. Please help. I think everyone can relate to this question, right, guys? Geek Aid, what do you think?
So, I have once or twice perused the porn websites, and I think something that we see, something you see a lot of is actually like video game characters getting more popular in these. Like Overwatch, what's her name? I've seen that girl a lot. Yeah.
Zarya
Diva or whatever.
She's my girl.
But like, it's understandable to be attracted because there are people that are into, comic book porn and stuff. The thing that really gets me with this though is it's Roblox. They're like 8-bit characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that hard edges.
I mean, who hasn't want to like get with Gul'dan before? Whew.
Oh damn.
I thought Malygos was your alley.
Malygos is my boy. He's always gonna remain. He's gonna be my man forever.
Is Malygos a male? I thought Malygos was a female.
No, Malygos is a guy.
Oh, I thought it was a female.
I mean,
Alex Strauss is a girl.
Interesting.
Ysera is a girl too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Deathwing is a man.
Don't question Saucy's knowledge of dragons.
It's important because again, back to the start of this, I am a kobold anesthesiologist, and kobolds are basically mini dragons, so I got to know a lot about them. So it's important.
Do you think this person? Yeah. There must be if we should have searched it on Pornhub, but I guess there is Roblox porn. But what do you think it's like?
I mean, have you ever
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
On the floor, they all touch each other. That's a Roblox orgy.
Just don't put them on the screen.
No, I won't put them on. I want to know what it is.
Oh God, so much porn.
There is, yeah. This is the thing. Great.
Oh my God.
Rod Johnson, what do you want to say about this question?
All I know is that one time oh my God. I one time accidentally found a diva from Overwatch playing with a giant rubber dildo, and it was kind of strange to me.
Oh my God.
Angela is so hot.
Sorry guys, if you don't know, on like the screen, I share a screen with the boys because they can't see me because my OBS has to be up. But I have it just it's ridiculous.
You can probably see the reflection of my glasses, so I'm gonna cover my eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna take that off.
Oh my God.
There, sorry.
So I don't know, man. It's
video game characters are hot. There's nothing wrong with that. You get down on those Roblox girls. Do it.
It's one of those things where we fetishes and things like that, and what turns you can't really help what turns you on, right? So if Roblox characters are turning you on, more power to you, man. Just don't feel bad about it. It's whatever makes your wiener go up or makes your vagina.
That's what's the best thing about the internet, though, right? Is that if you're into something super weird and you think you're alone, like the people that were into balloons or furries, and you were like, you know, I live in a city of 10,000 people. There's no way another furry or balloon fetisher is in here. You can find them now, and that's awesome. I think that's unreal. And of course, the porn industry will obviously take advantage of people that, even if it's only 10,000 people in the world, they're going to make porn for it because someone will buy it.
And there's always someone out there into something way weirder than you. We found like attack helicopter porn once, so you do you, boo. You do you.
Did you just say attack helicopter porn?
1,000% a real thing.
I don't even understand. Like, are you jerking off to helicopters blowing things up?
Why are you asking questions? Why are you asking all these questions?
You don't ask questions. We're answering questions here, Rod.
I'm just trying to philosophize what's happening with like attack helicopter porn. That's all. It's okay. The best thing, and this is truly one of the best things about the internet, is like Geek said, it is always proving that you are not alone in this world. No matter what kind of weird thoughts are going through your head, there is probably someone else who has had your weird thoughts. I mean, whatever makes you happy, man. As long as you're not hurting people, that's the only.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
That's the big part of all of this.
And we all know stepping on Legos hurts.
Fucking Legos, man. That's like everyone with kids. That is like their biggest thing. Oh fuck! I stepped on another fucking Lego. Yeah.
I've never done that. Never.
They don't have those in Canada yet.
Nope.
You don't have children. Geek say either. Was back to
I
my
have
previous.
3 imaginary children that are beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they are very beautiful.
What are their names?
Tish, Klish, and Samish.
Those are really awful names.
No, it rhymes. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
You should feel bad. You should feel bad. Okay, let's go on to our last question.
All right, Geek say take it away.
So the final question, anonymous again, guys. Why are gamers fat losers who can't buy a Corvette, let alone a Camaro?
Okay, before we get into the true meat of this question, why is a Corvette like ranked below a Camaro in this question? Like
I agree.
Saying that
I agree.
Camaro is a higher quality car than a Corvette.
Yeah,
Camaro's nicer. Camaro's so much nicer than a Corvette.
I think they're both about the same price, but
neither of them are a Roblox Ferrari.
Yeah,
exactly. If you're not buying a Ferrari with your Roblox millions, then none of this matters. But
so I have something actually legit to talk about with this. Is I'm now full-time Twitch streamer. I do this full-time, and I was always been really hesitant to tell people what I do because of this. Because of this is the stigma people get. If I tell people, like I tell people now what I do because I'm very proud, but before I always think they thought I was the guy in the mom's basement playing video games like South Park. You know, that's what I always pictured people thinking of me is, you know, and it is like this stigma is ridiculous. And I think it's going away now because more people are like, there's Candy Crush is huge. People play that on their phone all the time. All those kinds of games are making people technically gamers. But this stigma, it resonates with me, and that's what I think. Like if I told people what I do for a living, what they're thinking I'm doing.
I mean, it doesn't help that Geek say weighs 600 pounds. I mean, it makes him feel.
I'm not gonna lie, I gained a lot of weight since I started full time. Okay,
that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've always been the exact opposite because like people are like, hey, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I play a card game on the internet for a living. And they're like, wait, what? Really? I'm like, yeah. What do you do? Fuck off. It's like I don't know. I was like, yeah. What you where do you work? Oh, do you love your job? No. Fuck you. And then I like flip them the bird and then I throw a rock at them.
So this continues a trend of Saucy telling our listeners to commit a felony. This week it was a hate crime by throwing a rock at someone.
It's not a felony. You can throw a rock at someone. What if it's a pop rock?
The pop rocks are good, man.
They can be in Oreos.
Those Oreos with pop rocks are the best.
All right, real answer to this question. Hey,
Yep.
who here knows what Brian Kibler drives?
A Corvette, maybe. I don't
He
know.
drives a brand new Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so fuck
And-
you, question guy. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, he is one of the Geico gamer whatever
Top
people.
5%. Let's say he's the top 5% of gamers. You know,
I don't know. I mean, he's probably up there, yeah, because he is a pretty big Twitch streamer, but he also has his investments and other things. But yeah, he's I mean, I think most of the people on Twitch, you go through and look at the biggest Twitch streamers. I don't think many of them are fat, and the ones that are, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's like that stereotype just doesn't hold true anymore, because you go and look on Twitch, like I said, you just see a variety of different people, and it doesn't matter, man. It just shows that every type of person plays video games. You have women, you have men, you have skinny people, you have fat people. It doesn't matter, because it's just showing that everyone likes video games, or a lot of people like video games, and that you should never feel like a loser for liking games.
100% of people like video games. It's a fact.
fact.
Yep.
I don't know about that, and I'll have to go back to my math roots that led to me being an interdimensional paleontologist, but
Nope, don't got it.
I don't think that's true, because 100% of people don't like. There's not one thing that 100% of people like.
It's good. It's video games.
Yep. 100%
Lies.
of the time, every time. You know, there's another 100% of a reason why we're broke this week, right?
Yes, there is. And I wanted to talk to you guys about something that is a personal problem for me. And that is, I mean, it has something to do with my career field.
Yeah.
But there is a thing where you can buy rare meteorites. And guys, you will never believe this price. It's it's really, really, I mean, I don't know how they sell it for this, and just don't got a business. It is for $100,000 you could get a meteorite. I mean, I don't know how you beat this deal. It is like, I've actually put out 4 mortgages on my house so I could buy more of these. I might be in small amounts of financial trouble in the near future because of this, but I have meteorites, and when I'm homeless, I'll be able to cuddle and have these meteorites keep me warm at night. So that's.
I think the cool thing is if you go on this site to look at these meteorites, you can pick where you want them from. There's some from Mars, the moon, and slices.
Do they go up in price? Do they go up in price if they're from certain places?
Probably. I mean, there's some that are a good deal. This one's only 85 grand.
Which one's that though? That's probably just the moon garbage. I don't want the moon garbage.
Let's look at Mars.
So like, if you get one from, like, I see some that are all the way down to like $800 US. Like, but those are the crappy meteorites.
This is the one. Black Beauty.
I mean,
A
that's
Martian meteorite. Oh,
I thought you called your dildo Black Beauty.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, so I'm sorry, guys. I want to tell you, when I don't have internet anymore because I'm homeless. It will be because of these meteorites. So.
Yep. And we'll be looking for another co-host. We'll let you guys know when that happens.
100%.
Well, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with us, listening to this podcast, episode number 2. We're basically a big deal by now. Again, big thing. If you guys like this, a couple things. 1, download our shit on iTunes, because apparently it doesn't show that people just listen to it. Give us that review. 5 stars only. If you didn't think it's 5 stars, just ignore it. Don't give us less than that. Just ignore it. But biggest thing, send us questions. We need more things to answer. So you can send that, either tweet it at us, write Geeks a handwritten letter delivered. You can get it to his house. I'll give you his personal address, or email it to geekaidpodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, who are you guys?
Yes.
I'm my name's Geeksay. I'm on Twitch as Geeksay. I'm on Twitter, or should I say Instagram Geeksay. YouTube is Geeksay, and Twitter I always leave it to last because it's Geeksay with an extra H, because we hate life.
Yep.
I am on Twitter, Rod_Johnston, and I'm on Twitch at Rod_Johnston. So you could find me in those places.
And I am Saucy Mailman. You can find me Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, wherever. I'm just Saucy Mailman. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Oh, you can find us. I guess that's important. We're just Geek Aid Podcast on Twitter. So follow us, talk to us, send us questions. We love you guys so fucking much.
Yes, we do. And subscribe to us on YouTube.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Bye.